take control of the aspect of like what looks for me is typically as work, and so that I can be more creative on the back end. Like I can be more focused on like being the owner, being the salesperson, being the marketing person. Like I just need somebody to handle that side of work for me so that this side got easier.
Well, I like that, cause like, bro, we be telling people all the time, like, you have to work on your business and not in your business.
Alright, welcome back to the podcast. As y'all know, I'm Marlon Watts, co-owner and CEO of World and Vision.
Yeah, I'm Nicholas Clark, co-owner and designer of World and Vision.
Hey, and welcome back to the Activate Your Vision podcast, where we're giving you the tools and tips that it takes to be successful. These straight gems and game, alright? But what we need you to do right now is make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, run us up. I'm gonna just go ahead with 80 kids. We right here. We are right here, all right? And we're gonna be giving a lucky subscriber 100 free t-shirts, Nick.
All right, so look, check this out. I need you to watch this video all the way to the end. Let us know what you learned, what you took away from this video to be entered to win those 100 free t-shirts, all right?
Yep, and we got Dallas on in the building right now. So before we get into these gems, we wanna introduce a special guy that we've been able to connect with, Shedrick, with Blasé Company. And we really just want you to be able to share your story, bro, because honestly, your brand and just being able to hear off camera your story that I think that everybody needs to hear, it's just like people realizing that even when you made it seem on the outside to be at your best, sometimes you at your worst. And being able to share how you've been able to use that and brand that into your company and what's that mean for you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first and foremost, thank y'all for having me, bro. Welcome to the city. I'm glad y'all boys came down, got here safely. As he said, my name is Shedrick II. I'm the owner and CEO of the Blasé Company. Just a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Grew up, played sports my whole life. Always been into fashion. What you played? Football, soccer, basketball, tennis. What you want to play?
Okay.
Everything. Played sports my whole life. Pretty much. I got to college. I played football at Angelo State in West Texas. That's when I first began to get into fashion a little bit, get into photography. I was doing full-time photography. And during COVID, obviously we had the the distance thing, but we actually on shutdown in Dallas. I don't know if y'all was shut down.
Oh yeah, everybody. Yeah,
the shutdown where you really could not meet up with nobody. So my whole job was gone. And my mom had just called me one day, was like, "Oh, you need to start making t-shirts. I just bought a t-shirt machine. I made $25,000 in a month." And I was like, "You did what? With who?" I was like, "Yeah, let me go see what this talking about." So I came up with the name Blasé Company. I was on a plane, just headed back from LA from seeing my family out there, and came up with the name Blasé Company. I just started slapping it on a t-shirt, trying to sell it to my friends, close loved ones, and everything like that. The whole goal of that was just like really just selling t-shirts and making some extra money at first. After that, I had went through some things. I had lost a close friend of mine, and after I lost her, I went through a real bad rough phase of just like a little bit of depression, anxiety, like social anxiety and stuff like that. I started really wanting to just be by myself, and I really didn't know why, because I'm not that type of person. I like to be around my friends. I'm lively. I like to get around people, have a good time, be the life of the party, but it just was something about it. Like even when I would do it, it was only for that moment. Like for that moment, I'd be lit, I'd be turned, I'd be having a good time. But as soon as I got back in my car, it was like, I felt like the lowest of the earth, And, after a year, during COVID, like I said, I had stopped doing photography and everything. So my mom was just like, "Oh, start your t-shirt business back up, like, do something." And I didn't really know what to do. So I just decided to do what was on my heart, what was on my mind. And it was basically to let people know, like, what I had been going through. And a lot of people was just thinking that, oh, like, you just doing this to, do it because everybody's talking about mental health and stuff like this with COVID. Of course, everybody was going through it, everybody was in the house. So I was like, nah, I went through it, like I went through a bad depression, and people were like, you weren't depressed. We seen you at the club. We seen you turned up. And I was like, yeah, that's what depression looked like for me. And so I wanted to put a new message and new stigma behind what depression looks like. Know that it doesn't have any face. It doesn't have a race or a value to it. It's just who you truly are sometimes. And, you know, when you go home and have to deal with yourself, what it really is when you look in that mirror. So I came up with Check on Your Strong Friends. That being my personal story and message. Like, I feel like it was something I could share with the world, and it took off. It's been good ever since. So it's kind of like a short version of everything, but yeah, that's how we got here.
And that's what's up, man. In this video right here, we about to be dropping a lot of gems and a lot of game for y'all, all right? So we literally need y'all to make sure y'all watch this to the entire end. And we got crazy questions for you, bro. Just even with us being able to, you know, do that collaboration, really speak on like what was how was the collaboration process just with World and Vision?
Man, honestly, it was seamless. I mean, even just to go back to how we met, I met you guys at Magic in Vegas. Was that February? I just seen y'all boys walking. I'm like, man, that's some dudes from the videos I be seeing. And you know, I told my mom I'll be right back. I'm gonna say what's up to him real quick. And she's like, you gonna try to go? I'm like, mama, you know me, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know, the elevator speech they say. So you know, walked up to y'all guys. Y'all was cool. Marlon gave me his number, gave me his IG. I followed y'all, and then you know, from there we connected, and then you know we had all the conversation about the collaboration and stuff, just kind of putting it into the air. And then finally I was just like, man, I'm gonna just design something. I'm gonna just send it to them, see if they like it. And that's kind of how we got there. Y'all was like, shoot, let's do it. Mental health month coming up, and it was, like I said, it was seamless. Y'all were helpful. We were tapping in maybe like every other week or sometimes twice a week if we had to, but it was seamless because I feel like y'all made it a point to make sure that everything would be covered as long as I, you know, brought my fair share to the table as well. And that's what it felt like. Even if it didn't feel like y'all was completely hands-on, it felt like I still had y'all support in everything that I was doing, and I was able to also give and put in something that made it feel like 100%, rather than it feeling like, you know, y'all just, you know, me just running up to y'all and just saying like, hey, y'all dope, I got this going, like, you know, let's collab, and then expect y'all to just do everything. Like, you know, I wanted to do my fair share of work, and you know, I appreciate y'all guys for the opportunity, because it's a lot. You know, I think we have and will reach a lot of people with this message, and I think y'all with your trust in your vision message, like, it goes hand in hand. It's like two different sides of the spectrum, but you know, both go hand in hand with reality and everyday life versus, like, you know, what we go through behind the scenes too. So I loved it.
And we
also was like, yeah, I know you about to hit on there.
I was just gonna say, first and foremost, we gotta make sure that we put that collection on this video so we can show them. And if y'all haven't seen it, we're gonna make sure that y'all see it.
Check out some of these videos
in this video, because it was definitely crazy. We don't do many collabs, but we did this one because it was super unique, super special. And I don't think this gonna be the first and the last. We definitely gonna do more than this one itself. But other than that, like, just for what Shay was saying, is just like everybody be wanting to come do collabs with us. Like, we get that every time. And it's just like they come to us and say, let's do a collab. And we just be like, all right, let's do it. Like, what's next? And they expect us to just do all the work and just basically just make the sales, make the design, make the product, like print the product, and really, it just be too much for us, bro, because we already got so much that we got going, and it'd be tough for us to just stop everything that we doing to do something else for somebody that's not even bringing the value that we gonna bring to the company. So just what you did was basically map the whole damn thing out, like from beginning to end, as far as like the design, creating a product, which is like one of the toughest parts, like everything, bro, size, color, product, like garment, like, so like that really helped us out a lot, because we didn't have to stop what we was doing to be like, let's put everything on pause and make this happen. We was able to add it into stuff that we had going. So like for people that's, you know, watching this and y'all want to collab with like other brands, you really gotta bring value. Like, you really have to bring value. Like, you gotta over deliver really to be able to get that done. It's just not like can y'all collab with my brand and think that that's just what it is. That's not how it's gonna be. So I just want to say I appreciate you really for really putting in all that work to be able to get it done. So just giving you your flowers right then and there. But other than that, I think that it's definitely a strong message. I think that it definitely connects with our audience. It's another thing. You gotta be able to collab with people that the audiences both collide together and it both present that message well to my audience and your audience. You get what I mean? So we definitely gonna have some more heat coming. That's not the first and the last, all right?
Definitely.
It's not the first and the last.
And I say, really just, the question I have is, like, Dallas is becoming #1 on our website, but you actually being able to be here in Dallas and seeing the streetwear market and just the market in general, like, you know, how have you been able to establish your brand in your area? Because a lot of people that's watching this video, they think that they automatically have to go to be a global brand to have a big brand or to, you know, reach that goal of making $10,000 a month. You know, that's what most of the people that's striving, that's watching this, they striving. If they already reached that, maybe they're trying to reach 100,000. And you could do that in your literally where you at too. You know, you don't have to leave where you at to literally do $100,000 a month. So explaining to them, like, what were some of those steps that you took to grow your brand in your area?
Man, I mean, first things first is just showing face. You know, going and being out and being presentable to people and showing people your product. Like, don't be afraid to do those pop-ups, whether you feel like you're too big for it or you know you're not big enough for it. My first 2 years, I probably did a pop-up, if not every weekend, every other weekend. I mean, it was a little bit easier because I was making the shirts myself at that time, so I could monetize the business. But like, that was the #1 way that I got out here into the streets of Dallas. Like, networking with people, doing things like what we just did last night, going into a room with 25 other brands and learning from those brands and also giving, taking. And then, you know, like I said, I started hosting pop-ups after a while. I started hosting my own. I started doing like 25 to 30 brands inside of one space, but it was also, I would gear basically my message towards everything, like for the homies was what some of the stuff that I would call it. And it would basically be a place where people could come and meet each other, but also be vulnerable about real conversation. And so that was the way that I pushed my message. Like, you have to also, like, you have a message, like, stand by it, let people see you for what it is, not just, oh yeah, you just selling me a t-shirt. And I feel like that was the biggest connection I had with my city. And then another thing I did, which was crazy marketing thing I did, was I went and fed the homeless, but I gave out 200 free t-shirts. So for all of Dallas for like probably like 2 months, it was just a bunch of homeless people wearing my stuff. So they were seeing the message, and they would, as people walk around, they would see the message, like, okay, I'm seeing this everywhere, like, what's going on? Like, where is this coming from? But then, you know, once they finally were able to put a brand to it, like, it all came back full circle. So it was like, people, every time I meet somebody, they be like, oh, I seen that. I heard that. Matter of fact, I seen somebody at 7-Eleven the other day. Whole time it's a homeless man that we went and clothed and put some clothes on their back. So, you know, I think putting out and giving back to your community is big. Like, if you want to be big in your city, it can't just be a matter of, oh, like, I do fly stuff and, you know, nobody supports me, but like, we don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Dallas, like, we got to know you. And I mean, that's in every city. Like, people want to see you and know you and see that you a good person. Like, you could have an amazing brand, but you could be a shitty person and people don't respect you. So they're not going to, you know, support you. And that's just being real, you know, and that's why I appreciate what y'all have done. Like, if I can ask y'all, like, what's something that y'all do in y'all community that y'all feel like, you know, help get y'all to the point where y'all are? Because I mean, I feel like I'm doing well. I feel like, but if y'all got any pointers for anybody out there watching it, myself, like, what have y'all done in y'all community to, like, spiral it?
I just say something and I just let Marlon kill it. But like, really just, besides like the community aspect, really like keeping healthy relationships with people is one of the biggest things ever. Because like what you saying is like, nobody not gonna want to work with you no matter how nice your product is. If you're not a good person, like, or if you don't do good business, I don't see people working with you for that long at all. So it's like, really we pride ourselves on like really just doing great business, bro. Like, it ain't never trying to mess over nobody. It's always like, we always show love. Like, and we don't just show love just to just get love back, but like, we just put that energy out into the world, and that's just how it goes. So it's just like, some of the things that we are doing is like always being present, and like, you know, I just spoke at like the Boys and Girls Club in Ruston. Marlon spoke at the Boys and Girls Club in New Orleans. And just connecting with those people from there to just continue to just spread our message and just inspire other people, because they really don't be forgetting that stuff, bro. Like nobody, they not gonna forget seeing all those people that you gave those shirts to. Like, even the people that you gave them shirts to, they not gonna forget that. You know what I mean? So like, you just gotta continuously like be present and like be there for the people that actually need, you know, that message that you're trying to put out. So I said, just don't ever think, even when you get to a bigger level, don't ever think that like you gotta be paid to go do something, or like you can't go, just do some free stuff. You know what I mean? To just continuously put your brand out there. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and then I say I got two just like I say like actual brand things, and then something that became a whole different animal. So I got three. So number one thing we did was we made like signs and we put like quotes on them, and then we like put them around the city of Ruston. So basically, when you on campus or when you riding by, you getting to read some inspiration. All the time and we still put our logo on there, so we still branding it, but it's not pitching you, hey, come buy a shirt, but you riding past and saying, today let's be great. Now it's subconsciously, giving you positive stuff when you walking past. So changing life and changing people's mindset in a way that they don't even know it is one way that, our brand has been able to contribute to the community. And then another way is physically and with monetary wise. We partner with the school and we started an endowment scholarship fund with Louisiana Tech. And in the last 3 years, we raised $42,000 for that scholarship, and we awarded that to a black African-American female this fall, and she's going to Tech on that scholarship right now. So that was something that was pretty cool. And then on a whole nother monster, like this YouTube channel, this Activate Your Vision platform company, what we've been able to do with these videos, we, approaching 80,000 subscribers. So make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, run us up, all right? 100 free t-shirts. But we've been able to build this with this community that's here watching these videos, and then taking that and bringing people inside of the 3-day workshop from seeing people go from $0 to $10,000 a month. You was just here at the event. We had 6 or 7 brand owners. We only been doing the workshops and the inner circle mentorship program for 5 months now. And we have already created 6 to 7 brands that's doing $10,000 a month from zero to 100, maybe doing a few $100s. So like, that's been the greatest impact that I feel like that we've been able to make, because we actually being able to get involved into people's lives and in their business. Like when you watch a video or you buy a product, we indirectly are involved in your life. But when you come out to these events, you attend that workshop, you get inside that mentorship program, we directly get to impact your brand. And I think that that's a greater satisfaction for us than anything.
I definitely could see like just like your brand really got a strong message, bro. Like, and that's why I like that we partnered together, because I definitely could just see your like what Marlon saying about like those little signs that we just put all around the city. Like I definitely see that you could do something big with that, bro. Cause like it's already something that people have read or seen before. Now all you gotta do is really put that sign all over the city, bro. Even on like we did a billboard, bro. We did a billboard in New Orleans. But like we really only did the billboard just because like we use social media to amplify that billboard, not just in New Orleans, but everywhere. And all we put on the billboard, we didn't tell them to go shop or nothing. All we put on the billboard was trusting your vision and just a picture of people wearing the product. Yeah. And like from there, like we literally spent like a couple $1,000s to keep that billboard up there. But I only used it to just basically get a video, get a picture, and post it on social media. And that became a billboard, basically not just in New Orleans, but everywhere.
You know how they say that the billboard stuff is not trackable. So yeah, the actual billboard stuff is not trackable, but when you make that content towards it and you push it with advertisement, now you can see how many views this got. So now I got 250,000 views on this video. Shit, I know that 250,000 people seeing this billboard, whether they was in New Orleans or not, it impacted people around the world.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro, because you could literally use, like, even though like we not just doing stuff like for the community just to post it, right? But you could use social media to be able to take what you're doing in the smaller community and basically get them to be like, man, like you could be all the way in Michigan, and you post a video of you giving out shirts or something, they like, man, that's what's up. Like I like this brand, and then they want to go support too. So like that's why you gotta just take basically everything, even with the signs. I posted that on social media, like I just put the sign on the ground and I posted, and it was like a quote, and not just the people that's in that small community being impacted, but not people around the world being impacted. So it's like really for anybody that just wanna grow their brand awareness through impact. Like, you should do stuff in your community, make the best content around it. You know what I mean? And not not doing it just for the content, but you're doing it because you really want to do it. Make the content, use social media to amplify it, bro. And everybody, I literally, like, bro, it was more people from around the world saying, man, it's big, you know, a billboard, you know, than just the people who seen the billboard, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like, and we definitely got to do that again.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But that's something that's something that you definitely could take and run with it. Anybody can really take and run with that, yeah.
All right, I'm sorry I gotta interrupt this video, but if you haven't checked out our monthly workshop, you are literally missing out. We have transformed over 500 brands and minds inside of this 3-day workshop. On day 1, we're gonna be covering design. We're gonna be giving you our design process to take your designs to the next level. On day 2, we're gonna cover marketing. So we're gonna show you how to set up and run Facebook ads. We're gonna show you how to create content. And on day 3, we're gonna give you the scale up. We're gonna give you the play on how to set up your pop-up shops, how to set up your distribution to do over $10,000 a month. You don't want to miss this. If you're ready to continue to scale your brand, literally all I need you to do is click the link in the description. It won't take long, and we'll go ahead and see you in that workshop. Let's get back into the video.
Yeah, what would y'all say is a way that y'all are able to monetize and scale y'all business with doing such volume? Like, I know y'all probably doing like,
I like that.
$4,000 to 5,000 orders a month. Like,
yeah,
how y'all pushing those out so quickly? How y'all spinning around and doing another design so quick? Like, how y'all getting that out and then reproducing it and keeping it fresh and keeping it new?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll talk about that a little bit. I'll even say, you know, at once upon a time, when we had our 50 team members, when we was doing heavy volume, around like that COVID time, we was doing 15,000 orders a month. Yeah. So we was doing between 500 to 1,000 orders a day, just depending on the date. And like, the main thing around that is being able to have merchandise. And one of the ways that we was able to fund merchandise was what Nick kind of said, establishing relationships. And what relationships allowed us to do was get net terms. So what I mean by net terms is most of you guys probably, just if you're watching this video, you should probably start off with 15 to 30 day net terms, which means that you're gonna be allowed to go to your distributor, wholesaler, vendor, print shop, and print whatever, well, he may give you a limit. So let's just say you got $5,000 worth to print on. You can now go get $5,000 worth of merchandise and then $5,000 worth of print costs. So now you basically have $10,000 worth of value merch. Right. And now you sell our drops, and we was doing volume. So we're selling $10, $15 shirts. So we were able to now get a lot of merchandise in, send it out the door just as fast, and now we could just pay back our vendors and continue to use that money, the extra money that we did make, to continue to grow the brand and increase it. And so now once you establish relationships with your vendors and you're doing that, now you like, okay, I got 5,000, how I get 50,000? And that 50,000 gonna give you the room to be able to keep merchandise for however long you want. So it's gonna be establishing relationships, and that's one of the easiest ways to start to scale your brand, through those net terms, because most businesses probably watching this don't have tax returns, don't have financial statements, and that's what you need to be able to start getting those credit lines and being able to get those credit cards and working with the bank. So if you don't have that, you need to start establishing relationships. All right, so I'll go back to that.
And I add like 2 things. I add like the first thing would be the system part of it, and then the second thing would be like cash flow. And what I mean by that is like, so we always tell people like, your business gonna make you a lot of money, but your system's gonna make you a fortune. And what I mean by that is like, everybody wanna have 10,000 orders a month, but they actually don't know how to ship out 10,000 orders a month without doing it themselves. So like, through us, creating that volume business, and we had like 50 people, like literally had 50 people shipping our orders at one time. Didn't need all those people.
Inside the warehouse.
Yeah, inside the warehouse, but had 20 people shipping stuff out at one time. But like, at the time, we probably didn't even need all those people because we had to figure out the system, like with them being there. Now we got 10 team members now or less, and we still able to ship out thousands of orders a month. So like, it's just the system that you got to create to be able to, at least when you get the order, you get it out. And then another thing is like, with the volume, how you able to keep going with it is like, because if you get 3,000 shirts, bro, and you sell them for $10, you're gonna sell through those shirts faster than would you would sell them at if they was at $30 or $40. Unless you got a huge influence like this. If you Kanye West, you could sell $3,000, $30 tees without nothing. You get what I mean? Like, but for some startup brands, they don't have that awareness. Like, nobody don't really know about them. So in order to get people to know about you, you gotta get product on the streets. You can't have. How can you have demand if you don't have supply? Like, if nobody never seen your brand, if you only made one shirt, like, ain't really gonna be no demand except for the people that seeing you with it on and they like, oh, I want that. Okay, that's what demand is. What, 5 people, 10 people, 50 people? But if you want thousands and thousands of people to want the shirt, you almost gotta give it away. It's like you almost really gotta give away 10,000 units, and then with those 10,000 units, you got 10,000 people wearing it. So then from there, you start to like you start with a little bubble, and that bubble keep on expanding, and then from there, not every time you getting 3,000 units and you selling them for 10, you will sell those 3,000 in a day. Yep. So you basically like what Marlon saying, you get it on credit and you got 30 to 60 days, right? Like some people you only gonna have 30 or less. We got 30 to 60. So once I get the shirts in and I sell them for 10, we basically sell through all the shirts in that 1 to 2 day span, and now you got all that cash basically to go pay off your credit card, pay off your credit line or whatever, and now you got a whole fresh.
Or if you like, that's what I'm saying, if you had 30 days, if you could sell it fast enough, let's just say it only take you 10 days to turn that around. You could probably use that same money you just made to double back up on more merchandise, and then you could go back in. Mm-hmm. So it's just.
And then you keep expanding your credit line. Now you go from having 10,000 in credit to 20,000 to 30,000 to 50,000, and then eventually you get up to $200,000 worth of credit, and now you're able to buy so many units, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's definitely a strategy if you wanna build huge brand awareness. Now the thing about it is like, you do build a database of people that want $10 shirts. You get what I mean? So like over time, when you do increase your price, cause I read this in a book, any business could drop their prices and go crazy, but not all businesses could raise their price and go crazy. So like over time, if you wanna raise your price, your marketing strategy, like your strategy to be able to still get those people to buy at that price has to be just something unique or something different. You really gotta show the value, like why, like, okay, you went from $10 to $25, but I'm getting the same shirt. Like that don't really make no sense. You get what I mean? So what can you do to increase the value of going from 10 to 25 and they feel like, okay, I'm still getting the steal, or I'm still getting something that's worth more than $25. You see what I mean? And it's really all a awareness thing, bro. Like, think about having, like, bro, we sold over, it's crazy, bro. We sold over 500,000 shirts. So, like, think about how many people, bro, they don't even have 500,000 people in Ruston all day. You get what I mean? So it's like, now that we got 500,000 units out there, they got millions of people in the United States. But at the same time, now it's 500,000 out of however many millions it is in the United States that you might see a World and Vision shirt, which the odds are pretty much greater than if I only printed 12 shirts. And now it's gonna be 12 out of how many millions, you get what I mean? And now you barely seeing it. So it's really about, we only did it because we really wanted to build brand awareness as fast as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And like, kind of let's talk about the content piece, because I know that you were, a photographer beforehand, and just how like building your skills allowed you to truly grow your brand. Because I think a lot of people, they think that the t-shirt brand is really just the t-shirt, but it's so much more to where you said, hey man, I don't even have as much time as I need to just be able to shoot my own brand, that I need to focus on marketing, I need to focus on database, I need to focus on this. So how was it like continuing to, realizing that your strength became your weakness?
Yeah, I think it was a little bittersweet because I knew that I had to spend some money on it. Like I knew I had to put some more money into the brand. But what it helped me do is sit back and remember my who, what, when, where, and why. Like I get to know that my why is, okay, my why for Blasé is, to have an outreach in the community and talk about mental health, especially among men, especially among black men, better yet. And if my why is that, then it's like, okay, well, in a shoot, I'm presenting more women, or I'm doing this, I'm trying to be more creative in a way that nobody's really understanding the message. It's like it's getting away from, even in my designing, like I started to get away from my message. So I realized that at some point, like, all right, I need somebody to basically, shoot, my friend Ahmad, to come in and basically like take control of the aspect of like what looks for me as typically as work, and so that I can be more creative on the back end. Like I can be more focused on like being the owner, being the salesperson, being the marketing person. Like I just need somebody to handle that side of work for me so that this side got easier. And it's honestly it helps me get more creative on the other side of things, like planning the shoot, you know, talking with the models, like picking out what we're gonna wear. Like when we did our collab, like instead of me just being like, oh, like get all the shirts, throw them on some models, I was like, nah, let me cut up a shirt. You know, matter of fact, let me call the model and see if she can dress this up in a different way. But I wouldn't have done that if I was a photographer too, because I'd have been so worried about trying to just get there and start working that I wouldn't have thought about all the creatives, the aspects that I had to put into the shoot. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like seeing your brand in third person. Like you then get to kind of step to the side and be like, I could see this as a consumer. Like I would buy this shirt versus like when I'm just taking a picture, I'm just like, all right, hurry up and post it now. And then just get it to everybody. And then I was rushing it. And I've been doing that for the last 3 years. Today, my 4-year anniversary. And it's like, I'm happy to have, you know, met that threshold coming into January, truth be told, to learn that about myself so I can make the necessary changes and start seeing the difference. And it's already like been replenishing and been fruitful already.
Well, like I like that, cause like, bro, we be telling people all the time, like you have to work on your business and not in your business. Like when you first start building your brand, you are gonna work in your business. But like people be so quick to be like, man, I'm taking money out of my pockets for something I could do. But really, you got more time to spend on the things that the brand truly needs you for. And it's like, that's how you build a bigger brand. Like it ain't no way you be able to do everything from A to Z. You get what I mean? And have it looking to the best of the best. You get what I mean? You have to have those people who are focused in on that one thing, and that's how you build a strong brand. That's how you build a big brand, really. And that's what we was able to do, bro. Like bro, I went to school for graphic design. Like I went in debt to get a graphic design degree. You get what I'm trying to say? And I don't even do designs for the brand as much no more. Like, and it's not because I don't want to. I'm seeing that, like what Marlon said, is like your strengths become your weaknesses. Like I can't sit there and design all day. Like, you get what I mean? Like we still gotta run Facebook ads. We still gotta get the product for the best cause. We still gotta figure out what products we're gonna drop in the next 3 to 6 months, or next year, whatever it is. Like what's next? You get what I mean? And if I'm sitting up the designing every single design, for one, we gonna cripple ourselves, because I'm not gonna want nobody else to design, and it's gonna be like, oh, you gotta wait on me to make something. You know what I mean? Instead of like, now Marlon able to hit up designers and be like, oh, Nick, look what I got for us. You know what I mean? Let's drop. And now we got designs just in the vault ready to just go at this point.
I made this connection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wasn't I telling you like that? When we met, I was like, man, I'm just trying to, I could pretty much handle, I just need great people that had a skill set that could just do it. Like, we trying to get designs away from Nick, as in like, and we could talk about this in a video as like a partnership, like because sometimes we utilize, this is the gift and the curse of having a partner. Like we because Nick is good at designs, it's like designs on him. But in reality, in a business, like, it's just as much as my responsibility to make sure designs are good too. And like, like maybe for Nick, he may be like, oh, Marlon got that, he gonna take care of that part right there. But just as much as his responsibility, what you do is to check up on things too. It's not that, that's, oh, Nick got the designs. Oh, if I obviously see that, we need to make sure that we could get designs out faster as entrepreneur, and as like you saying, being at that next level, looking at it from the top down, I need to start thinking about, okay, well, obviously we can't pump, if we can only pump out 10 here, but we need 20, how do we do it? So now, instead of putting it also like on him to figure out how to do the design, to get the designs also out, I could be a part of that team and try to add value in another way and reach out like, hey, yeah, we trying to get designs, can you send over some stuff? And then we just start making it happen. So like, be an asset to your team, like, you know what I mean? Even if you not the owner of somebody's brand, but you are the number 2 or the number 3 or even the number 4, you gonna add as much value if you could see what the person that's on top of you doing or even on side of you. And if whatever they have a lot of, figure out a way to reduce their workload, and I promise you're gonna be successful. Like, if you could, hey, anybody want to come reduce my workload, please come on. I'm going to put the email
Somebody
in the
good.
chat and stuff.
Somebody good with experience.
But
No newbies.
But like, literally, if you can add value to somebody that's crazy busy or have a lot of things that's still executing at a high level, if you could take stuff off of their plate, you're going to always have value.
Mm-hmm. And do it good though. Let's not sit here and say
And do it
anybody
good.
could just come and do this, because the level of the work that we expect is like high level. You know what I mean? And when it comes past us, it's like we very like yay or nay. Right? We don't. If you go look at our stuff, bro, we don't just drop anything. Like, I mean, obviously, like, stuff could get better. I'm not saying that it can't, that things can get better, but like we ain't putting nothing out if it ain't to the quality level that we want it to be. Yeah. So it's just like, even with the stuff that we did, bro, it's like, I was like, damn, like I couldn't stop talking about it. You know what I mean? Like bro, everybody in our circle, like in our group, just in general, like people, friends, family, and all that, bro, like was just blown away just from like the stuff that we did with you. So like from there, it's just like, now it just like, yeah, like we gotta keep that going. You get what I mean? And it's not everybody, I'm telling you, like, not everybody work at that type of level of quality. Mm-hmm. I promise, bro. It's not many people, like, cause they just don't have an eye for it.
That's what I was just.
You get what I mean? Like,
and it's a big difference. Like,
yeah, bro.
Like when you go, people literally know when it's on something that's like mom and pop, rather than something that's, you know, where you go in and you don't question nothing. You know, that's just the thing. When you go into that mom and pop shop, in the back of your mind, you always questioning, is the service gonna be good? Like, is it clean back there? Yeah. Like, you just, you know, but when you go to that place where it's like, the brand is just like, you know, on point, on the root Chris. Like, you don't question nothing about it when you go there.
Yeah.
You already know what you're getting. You know it's hot, 500-degree plate. You get what I mean? You don't have to question it. So that's what you have to build. You have to build that brand that, you know, nobody should be able to question your branding, your packaging, your presentation. You know, I even, like, I'm saying, I walk on the fulfillment line, and like if I see like them slapping, you know, the front logo just a little bit sideways, I'm like, no, like if you got this order and the logo was slapped a little to the, I don't care if it's 20 degrees to the side, like you gonna be like, what were they just throwing it? You just throwing the packages in there? Yeah. Like, try to get it as straight as possible, like as straight as you can, like. And we being into literally with putting a label on a package, like I'd be hard up behind it.
Yeah, bro. It's like Apple. Like when you go to Apple, like everything is just perfect almost. Like Apple is just, they just don't miss. Everything is just well put together, well designed. Like even like they work shirts is like super fly. Like everything just so clean.
Yeah, like they got a new one every day.
Yeah, and that's the brands that we look at. Like that's the brands that we compete with. Like it don't even have to be a clothing brand. Like we don't, bro. You ain't gonna never catch us going to look at like just upcoming brands saying like, oh, we want to do our stuff like that. Like nah, but we looking at Apple, like Microsoft, like Tesla. like really looking at like how they brand themselves, how they innovate, and like trying to work at that level. Yeah, bro.
Would y'all say like y'all just scratching the surface? Like would y'all say like y'all got a lot of other ventures, like business ideas with World Envision? Like is there like an end goal or something bigger that like ultimately I feel like everybody has a starting point, and I feel like, or something that gets them going, but it's never like even sometimes where you're supposed to be at. Like t-shirts is just branding at the end of the day. Like, you know, everything is branding. So it's like after that, then what? Like what could Word and Vision be, or what do y'all may see it in like 5 years?
Man, it's really just attaching ourselves to other people, other brands, other communities. Like that's the biggest thing that we can do and impact through that. Like, so like working with your brand is what we want to, you know, and more brands like you is what we want to do in the future, because not only do we, you know, impact our audience, we impact your audience, and then we get to show the power of like collaboration, because we're nothing without collaboration. Like, we built this brand off collaboration. And what I mean is, like, we collaborated, which then we, you know, created something. We had more team members that helped their collaborating, their ideas, their efforts, their time into it. So if we could get, you know, half the world to come collaborate with the World and Vision brand, we gonna have the #1 brand in the world, and that's what we chasing right now. So the #1 brand in the world looks like being able to, you know, collaborate and you know, just be a part of a larger audience. You know, this is bigger than just a t-shirt. It's more of a mindset switch. So being able to change the mindset of millions and millions of people, that they could believe in themselves no matter what color, what size, what race. Like, we all competing for the same thing. We all competing ultimately, what we say, to be happy. You know, and happiness looks different for everybody. Like, happiness could be, you know, being a priest for somebody. Happiness could be, you know, being a doctor for somebody. Happiness could be being a business owner that makes $100 million a year. But ultimately, just trusting in what your vision is and being happy within yourself, ultimately is what our brand is pushing out. And what we want 5 years later, no matter how big it get, no matter how many buildings we got, no matter how much we invest in stuff, is ultimately creating something that's making a better future for tomorrow.
Yeah, bro, and just to add on, bro, like, before we even created World and Vision, like, bro, we did so much other stuff, bro. We used to skate, like, I'm talking about, like, skateboard for real, like jumping up like 5 stairs and everything, like, bro, really going crazy. Like, I could get on the board right now and kickflip, bro. Like, but like, we used to skate. This man Marlon came to school and then was doing a casino game. Like, bro, this Marlon made floats. Like, we sold iPhone accessories, candy. Like, bro, we had so many things. Marlon tried to DJ. Like, we had so many things that we tried, and that's how we actually got here. But we had 4 clothing brands before this one. You know what I mean? Do anybody watching this video know about it? No, because it's just like we was just trying stuff. So, like, I feel like it's like I could tell you what I want to do in the next 5 years, but like I feel like we're gonna evolve into something as we continue to put ourselves in rooms like this, create content for people that's watching these videos, and like continuously just meet people and have those organic relationships. And then that's how we're gonna be able to get our brand into rooms that our brand not in right now. And like, one of those things is like collabing. Like how can we start collabing with like Nike? Think about if we start seeing World and Vision with Nike, or like World and Vision with like
it's different.
like a designer brand like YSL, like just something crazy, bro.
On the NFL jersey, on the NBA jersey.
Yeah.
Like, we see Vistaprint, we see all these other companies with their logo on there. Like, you know, it's just that they have a community behind them. They got dollars backing them. Most of those companies, you know, right now, and this is like a whole bigger, this is a high level conversation. Most of those companies are public companies. So that means they getting public funding. That means anybody in the world could go put their money into that company, and that company could go use that money and go out and market their brand. Right now, we being able to market our brand off the power of our community. So like, you supporting us is supporting the people that work at our brand. You supporting us is allowing us to be able to put our logo at the Tech Stadium, you know, and brand ourselves in these areas. We doing all of that because we a private-owned company. Mm-hmm. So, you know, who was to say in 5 years we public and everybody can invest in World and Vision so that we could take this brand to, you know, not just the United States,
global,
like global brand with the power of the community, because that's the only way that those bigger companies are able to do that. They're not doing it with their own money.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, they on the stock market.
Yeah.
I know how it works.
So before we get out of here, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, let us know what you learned in this video for a chance to win 100 free t-shirts. We almost at 80,000 subscribers, all right? But before we get out of here, I want to know, you know, what advice do you got for somebody that's watching this video that's, you know, just getting their brand pushed out, you know, maybe in a state of depression, like, and they need that they looking for that next thing to get them out of that, you know, mode or moment. What advice do you have for this?
First and foremost, pray and fast. I'm a heavy believer in praying and fasting. Even if you don't practice religion, you know, practice something that gets you into a mode or in a zone that really puts you into your intentions, not to what you want or what our flesh wants or what we just think we gotta be doing or what we should be doing. Like, do what you feel in your heart and somebody's calling you to do. If that is that, put that on a t-shirt. Put that into whatever business that you want to do, and then if you want to market that business into a t-shirt company, do that as well. And then other than that, stay consistent. I think the biggest thing about me is that I'm consistent and persistent. If it's something that I want, if it's something that I say I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it. If I say I'm gonna have a G-Wagon by the next time I see y'all, I'm gonna go so hard to have a G-Wagon by the next time y'all see me, just not even to prove it to y'all, but to prove it to myself. But and to, you know, really just follow up with my intention and my whys. And so anybody out there right now that's working on a brand, that's just getting started, like, even if you only selling 5 t-shirts, take pride in that journey, take pride in the 5 t-shirts, like, because that's just the beginning, just to start. I started the same way. I was on the side of the road, pulling out my rack, farmer's market, and selling t-shirts out my trunk. And for me, that turned into what it is today. You know, I'm making six figures a year in my company. It's consistent, and you know, I'm building a community slowly and surely. I'm still learning every single day. I still ask y'all, hey bro, how y'all do this? Like, you know, I'm gonna learn from y'all as well. Like, and I know y'all ask me questions. Like, don't stop learning. Don't stop. You know, don't lose that fire you have in those first 2-3 months in 2 to 3 years. It should always feel like a new brand. It should always feel like you just got started. It should always feel like you just getting going. And once you feel like you've maxed out, then, you know, it may be time to go to the next. But as long as you feel like there's room for growth and elevation, like, you right where you're supposed to be.
Big facts. Hey man, look, I know we probably said this already, but tell everybody that's watching this video where they can find you at and how can they support your brand.
For sure. So my personal is at the Strong Homie. My brand Instagram is at the Blasé Company, and our website is thestronghomies.com. Follow, support. I mean, anything for support looks like checking in, text message, messaging the brand, emailing, just saying you love the message is good enough. Buying a t-shirt, buying some socks, whatever it is. You know, but most importantly, sharing our message and living by it. You know, going and actually calling somebody and checking on them, actually calling a friend and making sure that they're okay even when everything seems all right. Calling and telling someone you love them, telling a stranger you love them, giving them free hugs, whatever it may be. Like, all of that is some ways that you can support me. At the end of the day, spread some love, spread yourself, and, you know.
I like that. I had seen you at post something like that, free hugs.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's fire.
Sneaker, what was it? Sneaker, what's that thing? That big sneaker convention. Not Complex, the other SneakerCon.
SneakerCon?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I had a big sign that said free hugs. And I got about 10 hugs.
I like that, bro. I like that. Hey, man, we gonna definitely make sure we put all that on the screen. Hey, bro, we appreciate you so much, dog.
And thank y'all so much. Hey, if you tune in and you enjoying these videos, like we said, make sure you let us know what you learned in this video. Once again, I'm Marlon Watts, CEO of World and Vision.
And we out.